Well, hello and welcome. Carol Dockum here with Beautiful Faces Going Places. And I am thrilled today to have Holly Porter on board with us today. She is a prosperity expert here to share the 8 means to close the gap to prosperity. And who doesn't want to do that? So Holly Porter is an influencer, a trailblazer, an innovative entrepreneur and philanthropist. She has a big heart. She connects you for success and leads by example. Holly is an international speaker who inspires business breakthroughs and personal transformations, helping you formulate a prosperous and sustainable business using cutting-edge tools. Holly has a gift for working with people. She is a listener and a problem solver and puts her whole heart into her work. Holly gets what it takes to be successful in business and in life and can help you achieve success and abundance. She has had 9 successful startup companies. Wow. Author of 12 books, including 8 #1 bestsellers, Holly has inspired and assisted over 100 other women in reaching a new level of success. But most importantly, help them to see what it is that they are truly capable of to shine their light to the world, and has aroused within them new and profound confidence. So when Holly is not working to accomplish success for her clients, she can be found relaxing with family and friends in elite locations from around the globe. You guys have got to follow Holly. Furthermore, you can find her expanding her knowledge through books and conferences, fundraising, and tending to her 8 children, 7 grandchildren, and husband, Scott. Holly currently resides in St. George, Utah. So thank you, Holly, for joining us today, all the way from Utah.
My pleasure. And I must have sent you a long bio. I didn't realize I sent you that long of one. But I do have 8 grandkids now and 3 more on the way this year.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'd say that's prosperity.
Everything in numbers in my house.
That's right. Well, I love it, Holly. Yes. And your bio is so worthy of reading, that's for sure, and for sharing, because your accomplishments are just phenomenal. Seriously. How many startup companies did you say? 8? 9. Yes, exactly. And we're here really speaking to beautiful faces going places and women in business, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs. So we are all in need of those golden nuggets on what does it take to be success and prosperous. I mean, we're in business for a reason, right?
Right. I hope so. If we don't have our purpose down, let's scratch it and go back and start there.
Exactly. Well, I'm trying to think, I think it's been about maybe 3 years ago that I met you through eWomen Network and Transform Mastermind. And I've seen you speak, heard you speak, and absolutely love your messaging. And I have actually had a personal coaching session with you as well. Let me just say your professional advice and your strategies are always on point. So where do we begin with the 8 means to close the gap to prosperity?
Oh gosh. Well, thank you first of all, and thanks for having me. I hope maybe one person can get a little nugget out of what we're going to say, because you bring out the best in everybody. So I know you'll ask all the right questions.
Fantastic. I'm ready. Let's go. No, that's awesome.
You're amazing.
Thank you so much, Holly. Seriously. I'm just thrilled that you're here today and sharing with us some golden nuggets for prosperity, because I think one of the things that I have learned from you is thinking about your business and adding different revenue streams. So it's not just one, you don't have all of your eggs in one basket, if you will.
Yes. And that's my saying. I say, don't put your eggs all in one basket. You'll end up scrambled.
Right.
It happened many times. And I'm tired of being scrambled. Like, we get older and we've got to learn from all our challenges and our mistakes. And it seems like, I'm one of those people that had to make like the same mistake like 3 times before I finally got it and went,
Right.
Wait a minute, stop, back up, pivot, take a little pause. Where are we going next? And,
Right.
Yeah, so right now I'm on this Think and Grow Rich world tour, and that fell in my lap at a time when I had just started getting a lot of momentum in my own business, and I had taken a couple detours over the last few years, assisting some other people with their businesses, and I realized, I don't want to build their empire. I want to build my empire and my purpose and my family. And so it was a hard decision to go on this tour because it's 12 cities, 12 countries.
Wow.
But I believe in Think and Grow Rich. And if you haven't read the book, please grab yourself a copy because you can get it on Audible, or you can read it. I like it on Audible because I'm on the go all the time. So I like to listen to things while I'm on the go or getting ready in the day or driving in my car. But if you listen to the book, those 13 principles that Napoleon Hill wrote in this book almost 100 years ago that has sold like well over, almost I think 2 million copies. There's only 5 books. And I'll see if I can, there's Twilight, Lord of the Rings, the Bible, let's see, help me out. Think and Grow Rich, and there's one more that have ever sold over 1 million copies.
Wow.
I got a brain fart. Anyway,
Okay.
there's one more, but that's one of them. And in there, the 13 principles are so in alignment with my business values and my personal values. And so how can I not, and my religious values for that matter. I mean, I love how inspired this man took 25 years to write this book. And so to find something that is so in alignment with everything I'm doing, and, that it's not about the money. And that's what prosperity and my prosperity profilers, that's what I help people with is there's so many things you can be prosperous in. You don't have to make it all about money. Don't make it about money and you'll make it about people and the money comes. And I think people will just let go of the money and stop and realize that it is not all about the money. They'll flourish. And so, that's my nugget today for Think and Grow Rich and the plug for them.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. I know this is my go-to. I think this may have been the first book that I've ever read in terms of personal and business development. And it has definitely changed everything for me, changed my world. So yeah, I'm so glad you're part of the Think and Grow Rich tour, and I love following you on Facebook and can't wait to learn more about it.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, the one thing I learned so I graduated with the first United States Think and Grow Rich Academy. We did the first class. We just graduated a few weeks ago. And what I found so profound taking that class was the whole purpose thing has always been a struggle for me. Like, I can give you the canned answer, it's all about my family, because it is. I have a lot of children, grandchildren, husband, but it's like there's more. Like when you can figure out exactly what that is, and he said your purpose, you should be able to put and articulate in one sentence.
Wow.
One sentence. And so that was really like, wow, how can I put everything I want to do and everything I want to be and all I have in my purpose into one sentence? And when you can do that, that's your big picture. And for instance, Sandra Yancey, the founder of the Women Network, what is her purpose right now? You know it. Everyone knows it. What is she saying she wants to do?
She wants to help 1 million women reach $1 million in revenue.
Okay, so let's just talk about that for a second. So that's her purpose, all right? And so many people might say, yeah, right, what a stretch. That's not the point. If she gets 100,000 women or 1,000 women that are making $1 million, that's still a win, right? So you've got to have that purpose so big, so big, because if you don't dream that big, it'll never happen.
Right.
So everything you do around that purpose, all roads lead to that purpose. So for instance, the guy that taught the class, his purpose was to have everyone in the world know about Think and Grow Rich and the philosophies of it. Well, he's taught it for 30 years. And honestly, like he has his academy in Canada. He's never been outside Canada, like teaching that. Now he's got the US rights. He
Mm-hmm.
moved from Canada when we did this Think and Grow Rich to California because he aligned with John Shin, who did the Think and Grow Rich legacy movie. It's the only movie that's ever been made for Think and Grow Rich. And now he knows he can align his purpose with John's purpose because they're in alignment. And now he knows, okay, if I move to California, my purpose will have a lot better chance of coming true. And now he's on the tour with us. So when you can find people to partner with, it's all about JVing. It's if being on this tour does nothing more for me than help me meet the relationships and the people to help, move my purpose forward,
Right.
that would be worth it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. To be in alignment with the people that are in alignment with your purpose. So I absolutely love that you shared with coming up with one sentence that really defines your purpose. I feel like now I've got a lot of work to do to really, like, how do I encapsulate everything that, I'm trying to strive and achieve with beautifulfacesgoingplaces.com. How do I put all of that into one sentence? I mean, that is definitely challenging.
Absolutely. Okay, so I'm speaking at Sacramento on our tour this week, and I'm speaking on one of the principles, which is decision.
Mm-hmm.
And when I've been listening to things on decision, not just on Think and Grow Rich, but other people's philosophies on it, one thing that has stood out to me more than anything, it's not just to decide to do something. If you do not set a definite time for that decision to happen, it's a lot harder for it to happen.
Right.
So once you make the decision, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But say, I'm going to do this, and then when that is going to happen, and everything will change. That's the whole manifestation, right?
Right. Right. Yes, you're absolutely right. I always say if I don't put it on my calendar with a date and a deadline, then it really doesn't happen. It's just kind of floating out there in idea land, or, it's conceptual. But once I make the decision, number one, to do something, whether it's to create an event, to embark on a new project, and then I put it on the calendar with a date and a deadline, then things start to happen. Yeah. It's like, okay, what do I need to do to get this done?
So agree. I started putting, I do gratitudes in the morning, and I'm not a writer as much to write things down and journal. I'll do it on my notes in my phone, but I do it in my head every morning before I get out of bed. But I actually have that on my calendar for 2 minutes. It's on my calendar every day to do 8 gratitudes. 8 different things that I sincerely am grateful for that I will do. And then I've learned to schedule in those times that I need to do calls and be calling people and be,
right.
I get that on my calendar. And then when people go to my online calendar, schedule something, they can't schedule it in there because I've already got that time reserved. Same with your vacations. You should schedule those. I mean, we could have a whole conversation just about scheduling and calendaring, right?
Right. No, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
So you asked me, and I totally ditched it. The 8 means to close your gap to prosperity. So what that's about, I feel like that's something totally different that anyone else is teaching on, and helping people on. That came to me totally a godsend. It came to me one day and I went, oh, close the gap to prosperity. 8 is, so this is actually, if you can see it, let's see if we can. Okay, so this is my little card, and so prosperity, I use the infinity sign. So if you turn it this way, it's an 8. You turn it this way, it's the prosperity sign. So what I have is 8 different things that I came up with that I feel like in my life got me to close the gap. So if you have the infinity, okay, and it's like this, and you see a lot of the photos have like a chain link, like they're not locked.
Right.
So then there's a gap in them. Yeah. So to close the gap, so I'll just read you off these 8, nothing more. It's service, finance and money management, spiritual faith, environment, love and relationships, health and mindset, learning and inspiration, and profession and career. So those are the 8 things that if you have in alignment and they're balanced, then you will have that continuous flow. But if one of those are out of alignment, it stops because you need to close that gap in it. Does that
Makes sense. It totally makes sense. So what are those 8 again?
So service, there's a couple that have 2 so service, finance and money management. Number 3 is spiritual and faith. Number 4 is environment. Number 5 is love and relationships. 6 is health and mindset. 7 is learning and inspiration. And 8 is your profession or career.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why I have a whole program on that. And we go through each one and we dive into each of those. And then you can take it a personal assessment and see where you are with those. And so if things are not flowing and your life is not flowing, figure out which one of those 8 are off. And when you work on those and get that in balance, then you close the gap to prosperity.
Oh, totally makes sense. Seriously. Yes. I know. I'm looking at I mean, 8's a lot, but you know what? That's almost like the full gamut for just life and business success, period. It encompasses everything.
So what I have done with this is a whole year-long program that now I do at my prosperity events, which I do one in the spring and one in the fall.
Okay.
And everything, all roads lead to that part of closing the gap to prosperity, because that's what my mission is to get the world to understand these different things that are balancing their prosperity and their success, right? So we do a mastermind. Now, what's so interesting, and I know I keep talking about Think and Grow Rich, but it's still in alignment with what I'm doing, that what's interesting is they talk about in Think and Grow Rich, the mastermind, and to get that certain group of people for your mastermind. And that's who you share all your secrets with. So it's got to be people you trust, that you move your needle forward, right? So you work with other people. Well, so what I do is I have my own mastermind, and I want it to be more of my tribe, and my followers of people that want to stay in there. Like, my personal belief, sorry for any of you coaches listening, but my personal belief is that if you hire a coach and they can't get you to where you need to be between 6 months and a year, number one, you've probably hired the wrong coach, or you've outgrown them, or you need to move on. So I don't do long programs with people, because I'm an action taker and I want to attract action takers that are willing to do the work to move on, right? And get bigger, better, faster to prosperity. So what we do is the mastermind, but my goal with the mastermind is to do the coaching and all the programs that are involved the first year. And then for a very reduced rate, you stay in the mastermind for JV partners, because what we're helping people with is multiple streams of income. Right. So adding different things. So you don't want to add 3 more streams of income in 1 year. That's overwhelming to most people. And it's not going to be as productive. So like maybe you write a book that first year, and then the second year you're going on tour, you're speaking. So being part of the mastermind is getting you those connections and JVing with the other people in the group, so that you can find the stages to get on to speak. And I'm just using that for an example. That's not everybody does their own thing. But anyway, that's the goal of it, is to build that tribe. So I want to make it very desirable to stay after you've been in it for a year. I want you to stay, because I want you to be seeing so much value out of it that you new people are coming in every 6 months, definitely, if not sooner, at the events. You want to be part of that because of what's happening. And the masterminds, can I just tell you, oh my gosh, that's where all the magic happens. So for you that have spent thousands, me, tens and thousands of dollars on, programs and coaching and mentoring, that's all great. And there's a time and a place for all of that. But I'll tell you, when you're at the point your business is making some money, the masterminds is where it's at. And I know you hear a lot of them, and I think it does matter who's you're in, definitely. But like, I'm part of one with 5 other women. That's been the perfect number for a really intimate setting. We are all women. And I mean, we talk about some crazy stuff, but I trust these women, and I know they're all about at my level in business. So I know that I can come to them with different challenges that I'm having, and then they're coming up with those solutions. Right. So
No, well, what a great idea. I've heard and seen loads of masterminds out there, and I love how you take the prosperity profiler, your program, and then extend that into a mastermind session so that they really get a little bit more one-on-one with you as well, and collaborate with other JV partners who are really in alignment. So I can see how that could be really powerful in terms of helping one's business reach, prosperity as well as just the full prosperity, your 8 gaps to prosperity. I mean, there's 8 different areas of life beyond just business, right? Service, finance, spiritual, environment, love, health, learning, and profession. So it's the full picture.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool. Oh, here we both did it at the same time. Yes, exactly. I love it, Holly. Awesome.
Yeah, I should just start doing that or this to people. I should start doing this.
We'll just start doing it.
I'll say, what are you leading some music or what? Yeah, it's a great song when you have all that.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Holly. I don't know if there's anything else that you want to share with us here at Beautiful Faces Going Places. So many golden nuggets, and I just love and adore you, and can't wait to see you continue to grow with Think and Grow Rich and your prosperity profilers. So super, super exciting and good stuff.
Well, thank you so much. I've loved watching everything you're doing, and oh my gosh, it's nice to see something from the beginning start to really move fast. Like, I am so supportive of other people's success and connecting them to the right people. And, if you want to come to Las Vegas, I do have the prosperity event that is in the fall and in the spring. And so every year, Holly at hollyporter.com is my email, and my website's hollyporter.com. So you can go there and check out updates, and I need to get these new events put on there so you can actually see them.
Oh, that's exciting. Very exciting. And you also have a podcast program so people can tune in to.
Yes. And you can just go to hollyporter.com, and they're housed on there. So you can go there anytime. I do video as well. So I always have them on, YouTube and social media platforms just to give others, I don't always have guests, but most of the time I do. And I just bring the greatest people in, with all different kinds of things, because again, everybody has their own version of prosperity and what that means to them and how they're going to get there. And so I love, interviewing and chatting with people and finding out what's worked for them, because honestly, if we follow people that have made those mistakes and not make them on our own, it's such a faster way to get there.
Right, exactly. Well, Holly, thank you so much. I'm wishing you nothing but love, health, wealth, and prosperity. So thank you so much. Take care. Have a great day.
Thank you.